If you are anything like me, then you probably only just recently found out that you can actually get to Bali during COVID. In this video, I'm going to break down the process into 5 simple steps for you. But first, you should know that this video is not sponsored by anybody, and I do not advise anybody traveling to Bali for vacation purposes right now. The visa that I'm about to explain to you is a business visa, and is for those people who are looking to come to Bali to conduct a business. The first of the 5 basic steps is to find yourself a trustworthy agent or visa company. Now, this is a massive step in the process because there's so many scam companies out there right now that it's very easy for you to send your money off to a company which has no intention of actually sending you the visa. What I've done is I've left a link in the description below for the company that I ended up using. Once I'd found this company, I went and I used Facebook groups and I did my due diligence and I made sure that this was a legit company, and my visa was processed in 24 hours. So feel free. The second step, once you have found your trustworthy company, is to pay your fees. Now, these visa fees are generally between 6 and 7 million rupiah, which equates to about $400. And this payment is usually done in 2 installments, 50% when you book your visa and 50% once the visa is processed. Now, the visa that you're applying for is an offshore business visa. This will allow you 60 days in Bali with the opportunity to extend every month thereafter for a total of 6 months. Once you have paid and processed your visa, you'll have 90 days to enter Bali before this visa will expire. Third step, once your visa is processed and you have it in your hand, you can go ahead and book your flights. But guys, please remember not to book your flights before your visa is processed. There is a very fine chance that you might not get the visa, or that something is delayed for whatever reasons, or government changes the regulations and you're going to be stuck with a flight ticket in your hand. Don't do that. Wait for the visa to be processed. It should take between 24 hours and 3 days. The fourth step, now that you've booked your flight, is to book your PCR tests. You want to have this PCR test at least 72 hours before you depart to land in Jakarta. Not 72 hours before you land, 72 hours before you depart for your first airport. Fifth step, once you have your PCR test and your flights booked, you can now start searching for a quarantine hotel. The company which I've linked in the description below sent us a list of a whole bunch of hotels that we could pick from based on our budget and based on what our requirements were for our quarantine. And we ended up picking a hotel called FM7. Super convenient. We found them very affordable and they were super friendly and helpful. That cost us $475 for 5 days for 2 people, all PCR tests, all transport, everything included, except meals, because we fast most of the day. So we just decided to order food from the restaurant whenever we were eating rather than have the food sent to our room. They do have that option available for you. Once you have found your hotel, they're going to ask you for your flight details. So you're going to have to send them your flight details and they'll be at the airport waiting for you to pick you up. It's so nice. While you are in quarantine, I suggest book your domestic flight from Jakarta to Bali and book your accommodation in Bali while you're there. You're going to have 5 days of unlimited hours to kill. So leave it for quarantine and it's going to give you something to do, and you're probably going to do a lot more thorough research than you would right now when you've got 100 things to organize and timelines to meet with PCR tests and flights and payments. And we booked our domestic flight from Jakarta to Bali with Air Asia because they were the cheapest for the amount of luggage that we needed to take. We needed the kitchen sink, you name it, we needed it. And the other tip that I think is really important for you is to keep your PDF. I just got puppies. Can you hear? Other tip is to keep the PDF of your visa, the invitation letter from the company, your PCR tests, your passport, your flight. Keep it all on your phone because you never know what happens to a piece of paper when you're flying across the earth. Coffee spills, water spills, you forget it, you leave it in the seat. These things always happen. We tend to not lose our phones that often. And guys, that's it. That's it. As short and sweet as I could possibly make it. If you like this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up. As you know, it really helps the channel to grow. And please just remember that when you do get here, to wear a mask, respect the local laws, and respect the people who live here. They didn't ask for all of us to come piling into their country. So let's respect them and let's try and be safe and healthy.